Imagine you're cruising down the highway, enjoying the drive, when suddenly you feel a strange hesitation. You press the gas pedal, expecting the transmission to shift smoothly into that cruising gear, but nothing happens. The engine revs up, the noise gets louder, but your speed just doesn't match the effort. Then that dreaded check engine light pops onto your dashboard. If you've plugged in your scanner and seen the code P074F, you are dealing with a transmission that is unable to engage Gear 7. Now, do not panic just yet, but do not ignore this either. This implies your vehicle, likely a Volkswagen, Audi, or maybe a Ford with a modern automatic transmission, is struggling to get into that specific high gear. Modern transmissions are not just mechanical beasts anymore. They're run by computers, specifically the Transmission Control Module, or TCM. This computer monitors everything from your speed to how hard you're pressing the throttle, ensuring the shift happens at the exact right millisecond. When it fails to engage Gear 7, it's usually because the computer commanded the shift, but the mechanical parts did not obey. This is a moderately high severity issue. You might be able to limp the car home, but driving it like this for long can turn a simple repair into a transmission replacement that costs a fortune. So, let's get into how you can diagnose this yourself before heading to a shop. The very first thing you need to do is something many people overlook because it seems too simple. Check your automatic transmission fluid. Pop the hood and look for the dipstick. If your car does not have one, which is common on newer models, you might need to consult your manual on how to check the level via a plug underneath or through the dashboard menu. The fluid is the lifeblood of your transmission. It creates the hydraulic pressure needed to squeeze those clutch packs and shift gears. If the level is low, there's not enough pressure to engage Gear 7. Also, look at the color. It should be a bright, healthy red. If it looks dark, smells burnt, or has little metal flakes in it, your transmission is crying for help. Dirty fluid can clog the tiny passages in the valve body, preventing the fluid from reaching the right place. If the fluid is low, you have a leak. It's a closed system, so the fluid doesn't just vanish. Check your driveway for red puddles, or crawl underneath and look for wet spots around the transmission pan or the cooler lines. Fixing a simple leak and topping off the fluid might be all you need to clear this code and get your 7th gear back. If the fluid looks good and is at the right level, we need to look at the brain of the operation, Transmission Control Module. Depending on your car, this might be mounted inside the car, under the hood, or sometimes even inside the transmission itself. You're looking for signs of damage or corrosion. Water intrusion is a big killer here. If you see any green crusties on the connector pins or signs that water has been sitting around the module, that's likely your culprit. Electrical issues like chafed wires or melted insulation can also stop the signal from reaching the shift solenoids. If you have a more advanced scanner, you can actually watch the live data while someone else drives. You want to see if the computer is commanding Gear 7 and if the transmission is actually responding. If the computer says shift, but the transmission stays in 6th or slips into neutral and your fluid is perfect, you might be looking at a bad shift solenoid or a mechanical failure inside the unit. But always start with the basics. Clean fluid and a good electrical connection solve more problems than you might think.